Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and connecting today. We have, a bit of a firecracker session that is going to really, I believe, activate the eternal youth energy in each of you. And I'm talking about really reigniting that youthening aspect of ourselves and going into that life force regeneration that we all have. And so we have Dawn Crystal with us, and we are going to be talking about rejuvenating the stem cells and reversing the signs of aging naturally with ancient God frequencies, and really sloughing off any of the fear-based morphogenetic fields that we're seeing around the world. I mean, whether it's political fear or health fears or economic fears or fears of chemicals or the fears of hundreds of things that could happen in the world, there is a definite frequency field that many people can get absorbed into. And I believe this is life destroying, to be quite honest. It is life force destroying. And what we are going to do today with Dawn, which I am super excited about, is we're going to connect into the life enhancing grid, to the life rejuvenation grid. Now, you know Dawn Crystal. She lives in Hawaii. She is always glowing from head to toe. If you see her on video, it looks like she's literally just beaming with energy. You can see it all over her. She appears ageless. And I said very clearly in the intention circle, I do not think she's going to change very much, even when she's 100 years old. She's going to have the same energy, the same life force, the same frequency, the same vitality. Because where it is coming from, I honestly believe, is something not on this earth. So it is unconnected to finite time. And this may be a very new idea. Maybe it's a new human idea. Maybe it's a new earth idea. We're going to digest this and figure out how to tap into this, because you're also going to learn that Dawn's story, in many respects growing up was not an easy life. She had some challenges. And what did she do to turn it around? And what is she doing to create amazing results with many people all over the world? I want to share a few stories in just a moment from people who have experienced, from her stem cell rejuvenation, some incredible changes, not only in their joy and happiness, but in their bodies. And Dawn, as you know, she's an internationally recognized voice sound healer. She's a medical intuitive, respective intuition coach, and a soul reader, medium, and a pain release expert, and a transformational expert in incorporating ancient wisdom for modern day success and well-being. She's also the best-selling author of Pain Free Made Crystal Clear, Fear Free Made Crystal Clear, Happiness Made Crystal Clear, and many other topics and titles. Dawn is extremely passionate and energized about helping people clear the emotional and physical blockages in their lives so they can manifest from their highest selves and step into their full potential and lead lives, and in business as well, their lives and their business, in a prosperous, fully aligned way that aligns with their greatest truth at the quantum levels, at the emotional levels, and at the physical level. She's an active mentor to entrepreneurs, CEOs, celebrities, and everyone who needs help. She's a go-to person to also help you get out of pain fast. She participates regularly on summits, radio shows, podcasts, and she has been offering bi-weekly partnering programs with the prestigious Learning Strategies Corporations on a program called Sound Healing Silent Clearings. Dawn's unique sound healing CD can also be purchased all over the world, and she's also available for help on phone and Skype, and she lives in the peaceful island of Maui with her adorable animal companions, and she really glows of youth and rejuvenation. I want to read a few of the comments coming in just from what she's been doing recently. This is Patricia, who said, "Oh my gosh, my body pain is completely gone listening to your stem cell MP3s. Another person, Marianne, said, "I've tried every modality out there, and there have been no results until I tried this stem cell program, and I totally feel free of pain. It's been like that for months now." Another person, I had suffered chronic fatigue for years, and using the stem cell program for a week, I feel great. I have more energy now than when I was 20 years old. I am 67 years old now. Now, remember when we started, I talked about energy. And I said, find that space where you felt energy. Let's figure out how to unlock that again. It's not a number on the clock of time. It's a frequency in your body. That's been one of my biggest, mottos here at the U-Wealth Revolution. Another person, Caroline B, wrote in, "I love this program. The skin all over my body is much tighter and glowing since I've been listening to these stem cell MP3s. I'm 65. And she says, I now look like I am 30 years old. I got to see a picture of this lady. That is amazing. Let's welcome our beautiful guest, who I know is glowing with love and light, Dawn Crystal, back to You Wealth. Dawn, welcome back.
Oh, a big aloha. Thank you so much, Darius, for having me back to your soul family. And I just always so humbly grateful to be here with everybody that just really shows up and takes the time to be here. So I want to welcome everybody, and thank you so much for inviting me back to this beautiful soul family that you have created this. And I just listen to everything, and I love your heart, Darius. You're so genuine, and thank you for everything you're doing for the planet and everybody. So
Oh,
thank
bless you. Yeah, well, I share the same sentiment and send it right back to you. And, with today, I want to get into your story because there's some points on this that are really important. But for people that don't know much about stem cells, what happens to them when we age normally, and why is it important now, maybe in the current state of our world, just to be aware of kind of what's happening with them and what we're doing in our bodies to them?
Well, as you know, and everybody is aware of what's happening in the world, and we don't need to get into the whole story, but it's been going on quite a long time. I didn't really ever realize that this is still going on even to this day as far as, whatever's happening. It's just creating a lot of unknown stress within our being, and as I'm one of those people, I just cannot even watch the news anymore because it's so depressing. And, of course, just because everybody here who's usually listening in your group or a part of your show is usually a little bit more evolved. So I imagine that there's a lot of empaths here, or people I call that are sensitives, and they're picking up on the unconscious part of this. And when you just mentioned, Darius, I call it the COVID morphic field that's actually surrounding the planet right now. That's really just affecting everybody on some level, okay? And it's been going on for a while, so of course our stem cells do decline. Stem cells in our body, they decline as we age. It's part of the process, And if they're not healthy, they can't, they can't repair our bodies the way we age, meaning that our organs, our glands just can't repair themselves efficiently like they were when we were younger. And that's just part of this, part of the process. But, again, what I've been kind of guided to do in this, and we'll be talking about today, is just regeneration, okay? Bringing in more of I call it your divine blueprint, everybody, of what really is, how we're made. We're all here from the divine creator, right? Whatever our perception or what we call the divine creator to be. But we kind of as humans in somewhere, and I don't know how long this goes back, but it's just like we almost have this belief system, and it's conscious or it's from our ancestors or what, right, that we need to feel and look a certain way at a certain age, right, Darius? And
that's right.
I don't believe that to be true. I have to admit, I'm a lot older than my picture, and I'm not bragging, but I do live in this high frequency, and really I'm really aligned to my soul, and of course the high frequency of the divine. I kind of done the work on myself to just kind of clear these belief systems, unconscious or conscious, wherever it's coming from, or DNA. Could be from our family lineage, as far as we know, could go through epigenetics into our family history. But just kind of clearing off whatever belief system it is that's keeping us to feel a certain way, look a certain way at a certain age. Okay, and we can do that by just activating our divine blueprint. So I've just learned how to do this energetically. Darius, as you know, we've heard of stem cell therapies, right? I mean, I think a lot of the Hollywood people spend, some of these therapies go from $5,000 up to $50,000 for a treatment. And most people, who can afford that? I mean, we'd like to, but some people do. And basically, these stem cell therapies that I found, they just last about a year until they do it again. And what I've learned how to do is just kind of activate that within ourselves, and just activate these I call it almost like youth genes within ourselves, but also kind of turn the clock on the stem cells the way they kind of been going, just kind of degenerating, and kind of go back into youthening. So this way, like Darius, you said you feel that you look as good as when you were what? You said I
said I
young.
feel good. I don't know if I look as good. I look like a man. I don't look like a boy, but I feel as good as I did when I was 16 for sure. Yeah. Yeah,
but it's all about all the work that you've done up until this point, and you're such a wise soul, and you just know how to to work it. But I'm an activator, everybody. So I know how to go in and really activate that divine blueprint that we all have It's just part of it's who we are, okay?
And Dawn, I want to make a quick point is that I can tell y'all when I was 35, I didn't feel as good as I do now. And I can say that 100% with certainty. So my consciousness, I'm 48, my consciousness has affected absolutely how my body feels. And I have less pain. I have really no pain. And, I was just doing squats with 250 pounds yesterday. I mean, that's, so I couldn't even do that when I was 35. So, I mean, I could do it when I was in my 20s.
Amazing.
But, yeah, it's just, so it is the consciousness. So, before we go too deep into this, I mean, the stem cells can change. They can rapidly not work in the same way that they used to. What causes that? Is it a belief system? Is it a morphogenetic field getting tied into like an aging belief system? Or is it just sort of a process of, trapped emotion, energy, or all of the above?
I think it's all the above, and that's absolutely true. I think there's a combination because I really feel that everybody the way we age, there's people out there who just look, I don't meet too many people that are in their 90s, but I just came across somebody that was 99 and still very, just alive. And I really do think that, because I asked that person, I said, why do you look wonderful. What do you do? And basically they were one of the lucky few. And I didn't grow up like that, but they just had an easier life, okay? And I'm not saying that, I think we all have challenges, but they just didn't have any major traumas like that happened in their life. They said they were really blessed with good parents. So I was like, well, you're very lucky. And they said, yes, they acknowledged it. But I think that for most of us, we all have a story, okay? And a lot of times it's just the way we were brought up. And I do really, really believe there is, too. It is part of the I call it the human – I think there's got to be some kind of human belief somewhere in the world from whenever the beginning of time is that we're only here for a certain length of time and this is the way we age and stuff. I think there's just something there, but I think that what my soul has guided me to do, my higher self, to really create this is break the code, really, and go in and actually just clear it out, because really that in reality is not part of our where we're at right now in this time of our age. As you know, we're going through such a transformation on the planet. And that's just like old systems, old computer systems, if you want to call it, that are just really not serving humanity anymore. And that's where I really feel my gifts come in, is really I can kind of clear that out or reverse it, whatever you want to call it, just kind of clear it out of existence. Because really in reality, the future is, why not live beyond 100 years old and feel good? It's not just to be 100 years old and to get by. Yeah. Exactly. And feel good, just like that 99-year-old person I met, that they could, the way they were looking, she could keep going for another, whatever. I mean, she was like more energy to her than somebody who was half her age. So basically, it's just about, really repairing. If you have stem cells that have declined, we're going to really renew our stem cells today and really get them up to the highest potential where they're supposed to be. So this is really going to help. I really think it's going to help people today with a lot of different issues. And, of course, you've heard stem cell therapies do help people with, like, chronic pain issues, because this is what it's really, been designed a lot, what people know it for. And people really have gotten a lot of help from just sleep issues getting better, because a lot of people right now are having chronic sleep issues. Yeah. And that could be just a lot of the stress. And maybe, like you said, Darius, in the beginning of the call, a lot of people even just have maybe lost their job or something. It could be just more of just an environmental thing. But no vitality. That's really a big one for most people right now. They're tired. They don't have energy, okay? And you just mentioned that before, that you notice people just in their eyes, they're just looking really drawn and just not quite their same self. And so this is what we're going to be talking about, just really renewing your vitality and bringing in I call it your personal power or your life force in too, okay? That's really going to help and really connect you stronger into that, everybody. And this will really help too. How did
you do that, Dawn? We were talking privately, and you said, when I had mentioned, asking people to go back to a time in their life when maybe they were younger and they felt this life force, they felt this vitality, they felt almost like this joy of unfoldment of just living and being. And, you told me privately, you said, I didn't have a model childhood, so I didn't really have that. And I said, well, Dawn, you're going to have to tell us what you did, because there are a lot of people here who are going to say, I didn't have that either, or maybe I've never felt that. What do I do right now? So, Dawn, take us back a little bit, and what did you do to rewrite that code in your life?
Well, number one, I've explained this many times, and it's in a lot of my books, but I grew up with a lot of trauma, okay? So, yes, if I even look at pictures of myself when I was a child, like, the school pictures we used to take, I was always a child there who looked really sad and very drawn. I'm talking about second grade. I was like, most of the kids had this big, beautiful smirk on their face, very loving families, and since I really didn't grow up with a loving family, everybody. I grew up with a very dysfunctional family and parents that were not together, so I was just, there with no love or attention. So all my school pictures, even going through all those, I just looked at a very sad child, and all the kids around me were just kind of radiating, okay? So my life was a gift. I didn't know it was a gift, and just by the way I was brought up, I was so neglected and so unloved. But I went through life just not being understood, okay? Because, again, I really feel my gift came in, Darius. I was born with it, okay? I just didn't understand why I was such an outcast, okay? But then again, I didn't have the support and love from my family, so I was really crushed like an ant, okay? Meaning just, sad and just no friends, nothing. But my life just got better as I went along. Even though it was very lonely childhood, it really pushed me to go inward, okay? To really start, like you said, Darius, you connected with your soul pretty young, or your essence, right? You were saying that, around your, and that's what I did. I was forced to kind of go searching internally within myself, which I knew there was nothing outside myself that could actually support me. So that's where I started very young, and that's where my strong guidance started to come into my life when I was younger. And, I went through many years of my life just almost in situations where I felt there was energy around me just protecting me, because I grew up in chaos of my family just pretty much killing themselves with drugs and alcohol right in front of me. And I was a survivor of all that. I never did any of that. But older on in my life, I had a lot of messed up relationships because I had no idea what love was, and I was married twice, and I went through all that. So everybody, I'm a real person, okay? And I went through all the divorces, and then from there I hit I call it the lowest part of my life, where I was just about ready. I would say I wasn't close enough to be suicidal, but just enough, and I had enough. And that was right after my second divorce, and that's when I really went into deep, just like, why am I here? What is really this to teach me, right? And then that's where my journey happened, where I was just guided to pretty much leave everything I owned. I don't say everybody's going to do this, but this is the way I was guided to leave everything I owned, which was really just disconnection of my past, even though it was just so crazy to do that, right? But once I went into homelessness for a while, I at that time was being guided by I call it the creator, or my divine self came in stronger, really just showing me who I really was, which I had no identity up until that point of who in the world I was, what I was here to do, where was my joy. And then from that moment forward, when I had nothing and I was just at just a complete surrender of my life when I was homeless, is when I found this essence, or this essence found me, or whatever you want to call it. It was a reuniting with my truth, or my who I really am. And it sparked, it didn't happen overnight, Darius. I just want to mention, it came within time of me surrendering into this, like, I just really want to know who I am, okay, because I really don't want to be here anymore. And I'm in this, I moved away from everything I own, and I have nothing, and I'm living out of a car, and I don't even know how I'm going to eat today. And then that's where I was just totally guided to what to do. You need to do this and that. And it was really humbled me, and it really crushed my ego. Because, up until that point, I mean, I had an ego, like everybody, that was just kind of running the show. And it thought it knew what it was doing to keep me happy, but it never brought joy to me once in my life until I really connected in with the divine, I call it the divine inner essence of myself in the most lowest, humblest time of my life, okay? And then from there is when I started making sound. Sounds just started coming through me to heal me. Okay, this is where it came. My sound healing that I'll be sharing with people today if they call in. Well, and in our group process, well, you'll feel it. But it started healing me. And then from over the years is when it slowly showed me more. And then more energy came in. It was like I was being filled up, but I could only be filled up so much of what I can handle at the time, because at the time I was still unearthing a lot of my trauma. Do you see what I'm saying? So I was unearthing the low density of myself, and then the high vibration would come in. And that's been the process up until this moment of now. And that's what I share with a lot of my clients, is really helping people raise their consciousness, awareness, and their vibration. But it's so really been an amazing journey.
This vibration, Dawn, when it starts coming in and you start bringing it in through the sounds, what do you see happening in the body? Because there's so many stories that you have that, I mean, kind of defy the imagination. I mean, one person wrote in and said, literally, the scars that I had from a fire as a child, where I got burned all over my legs, I've noticed using the stem cell frequencies that the scars and tenderness is 80% better since listening to this for 30 days. Another person had chronic fatigue, and she said, Joanne, now I have more energy now and feel great and have more energy now than when I was 20 years old. I am 67 years old. What is the frequency that you're emitting, it may be in your best estimation as a healer, doing in the bodies of those that are listening and feeling it?
Well, yeah, Darius, if you're talking about the MP3s, then I bring in, I call it divine God energy or source. Okay, so everybody has their own word of the divine creator. Okay, I like to call it God energy. That's just the way I was brought up. Okay, it's a comforting feeling for me to say God energy because my inner child, that's all they knew. But really, in reality, you can say source creator. But I have an ability, it's just a gift, okay? It's a gift that I can bring in the frequencies to my recordings, and it knows how to go with every single person that listens to it because everybody's going to have a different need, okay, or an outcome that they're needing in their physical, right? So it's programmed and knows, of course, it's a creator, beats everybody's heart and breathes every living creature's lungs on the planet, including the animals, and that's really the energy I connect with, which is, you want to call it creator energy, right? So that's where my MP3s are powerful because everybody will feel it in what they're needing at that moment because everything is in the moment. You know, that's the way I work. You know, I work with creator. That's how, everything is in the divine moment, right? So that's how the MP3s are set up. Now, when you were asking too, if I'm working with an individual person, right, then I'm like a human X-ray machine, okay? That's where my gifts, I work all my senses, okay? I've been doing this over 25 years, Darius, so I really fine-tuned my gifts, you might say, okay? So I can actually go in and actually see the body, okay? It's one of my gifts. I can go in and see the energy systems of the body. I can see the body itself. I can see blockage in the body. I can see dark spots, where things could be growing there, could be cancer, right? So this is where I have an ability to go in and I actually observe, but I'm also can connect into the person's, I call it their divine self, okay? You might call it their soul or higher self. Everybody's got their own word for that, right? So, and that's where I really tune into that, and I'm really can hear and know what that person is needing at that moment, okay?
Right.
What frequency they need, and then that goes in and it starts working, and that's why people can usually feel a shift right away, and of course the energy does continue upgrading and renewing the person after that, and that's why people, I get a lot of good feedback because I really humbly bring in the highest vibration of light. I know that it's from the creator, okay? That's just this is just what it is, okay? I mean, I don't put any kind of belief system on it, okay? And that's kind of how the difference is between my MP3s and working with just an individual person. Now, if it's a group of people, like we'll be doing a group process here, then, of course, the energies are going to come in and it's going to assist everybody in the group, okay? And it's still going to know where to go for everybody that's on the live call today, but it's also going to know where to go on the replay. So it's just the way it is. That's just what it is,
Yeah. What do you feel, as you're plugging into some of the bodies and people out there, you're able to see in to the energy fields and to the physicality? What is the fear and kind of worry and that sort of energy doing to our aging process and also our self-healing ability? What are you seeing in some of the bodies that come in to work with you?
It really slows down the systems of the body, and it really contracts our energy, which is huge, okay? And a lot of times with the contraction that I find in the body, it can accumulate within certain areas, okay, depending. And the unfortunate part about this is, a lot of people who might not search out the energetic way of doing it the way I do it, a lot of times will go years with this contraction and this long-term, just being just stuck in the body, okay? Just contraction and just stuck energy. And it does create disease, okay, if it's left long-term. And that's why, the stem cell renewal is also going to be helping people with longer-term diseases, okay? We're talking Parkinson's disease all the way to Alzheimer's disease, diabetes and stuff like that. This can help as well because it's going to go in deeper than just the blockage, okay? And it just knows where to go. But it's just everybody's going to be different, so it just knows where to go, the divine creator energy. But it's very powerful, it's high frequency, it's the highest frequency of divine energy. Now you look at it this way, the divine creator is perfect, right? I don't think the divine creator really ages, and I think really we're in tune to that.
No, definitely not.
And doesn't have any problem. So we just need to kind of bring ourselves back to that, since we are part of the whole energy of life, okay? And we too can never age, really. We can just be, I think we can be vibrant for the rest of our lives and still look younger and younger. And I feel it. It's like you, Darius. I think that I look a lot younger than I am, and I'm a lot older than you are, Darius. Okay, by far. And I still look the same as my picture. And I don't have any touch-ups or anything like that. Okay, I'm just being me. Okay. And I think I've gotten younger over the years of just knowing how, obviously raising my vibration and working with the energy of the divine creator and clearing out my density, I call it my lower vibration within myself, has really brought this energy of light of who I am, but also I can sustain that in my body, and that's what I do with everybody I work with. It's not just bringing the feel-good session of light for a moment. I want your body, yourself, to know that this is you, and you can actually sustain this yourself, okay, and really ground this into your being, and that's really what I do, if it's with a person or groups of people, okay, and in my MP3s, and it's really just, clearing out everything in your body that's not you, really you, you know what I mean? And It's done in a way that serves you. So it's not, it's going to come up that's loving for your body. So everybody's like, I want that now. But in reality, we need to do it in a way that's the healthiest and the most loving, nurturing for your body to really clear out all this density or belief systems or whatever you're holding that's keeping you stuck in your reality of what you're not wanting, okay?
Okay, and I want to get to some questions. This is fantastic. And, I also want to say this, really, the way we look is really irrelevant. It's how we feel. The truth is, do we feel good? Do we feel like we are vibrant? And feeling good in our body is really what's important, because I think, kind of the way Wayne Dyer would say, you're feeling good, you're feeling God. And maybe the big question is, regardless of how we think we look or whether we've changed, I don't want that to be the topic, but are you feeling God? Are you feeling good in your body? Are you feeling God? Are you feeling Source? Or are you feeling the heaviness, the fear, the worry, the fear of getting older or getting sick or getting some, thing that we're afraid of getting? And all of that, to me, is not the God Force energy. That's not what is creating our body. That is not how the universe unfolded. The universe did not unfold from fear. The universe unfolds from just infinite unfoldment, which is a blissful, joyful, exponentially increasing energy that does not struggle. That is not fear. So that is really what we bring in, and I think when you bring that in, you are going to feel differently in your body. In fact, I would guarantee that would have to happen, because that is very, very natural that we are going to feel better. And so we know, even with stress and medical studies and so forth, stress is one of the leading causes of numerous diseases. It's stress. And stress is not feeling God in the body. It's feeling a disconnection from infinite source in some way, shape, or form. I want to get to a few questions coming in, Dawn, as well, because we are getting a lot of them. Diana is in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and she says, wow, this is great. She says, I am feeling, however, so much fatigue, and I have, no energy, she says, and I can't even seem to lose weight. Could you please look in and see what you feel could be going on, and maybe whether this deeper work that you're doing could help me? Do you think it would? Says Diana.
Diana from Edmonton?
Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Oh, yes. Hi, Diana. Welcome to the webcast, if that's where you're at. Yes. Absolutely. And I know that even being up in Canada, there's a lot of Diana, you're number one. I'm picking up right now. I'm just letting you know. You're an empath, okay? Empath. So if you're not aware of it, you are. So that's another thing, too, is you're picking up on the collective energy. And with Diana, too, she can probably write you back. Diana, you've had some little bit of trauma earlier on in your life. Not being understood for who you are. And there's just almost like there's a little bit of a density that's in your lower chakras or your stomach, and this is where you kind of push down your emotions very young. So absolutely, even if you do the group process today, that's going to help. So, and of course, the program will help too. We'll be talking about the remote clearings later, and that's also a bonus. But Diana, yes, you're on the right call today, and I just want to say thank you for at least asking the question, because that's what you're feeling is probably what a lot of other people are feeling is this like stagnation. That's almost like, and this is what I'm really good at, and we'll be doing it in our group process, is really kind of getting this stagnation in some ways, because a lot of people have been forced to be more housebound during this time up into this moment, maybe more getting out now, but, for a year it's been kind of stagnant. So our bodies have just some ways kind of maybe not working at the highest frequency that it can be running, and we can get those energies moving, the stagnation going in the body to rev up your, I call it your fire, your metabolism, okay? And that should get things going. So if you're really lacking energy, I imagine that Diana's lacking really the oomph or the wanting to get out there and really move the body, because moving the body, like you said, Darius, is important. But not everybody, if you don't have, I was one of those people for years, I would just couldn't move my body when I was depressed, you know what I mean? So, and again, it doesn't help even just what's been going up until this moment to really, support us in doing that. So we'll be working about really increasing the life force, which is what this is all about too, increasing our natural life force, because if we have more life force going in, God energy, like you just said, Darius, going through our body, and of course the connection to the divine, that's what I'm all about, is really connecting people into their divine truth. That just is like a natural battery pack itself, okay?
Tell to me real quick, Dawn, about what you said with Diana, and maybe for others here, that root energy getting stagnated down there in our in that area, in that chakra, if you will. What does that do to us? Let's say we have a trauma that just doesn't get resolved, or maybe a childhood situation or a youth situation where you're teen, preteen, and we're carrying that. What then happens?
Well, again, as I mentioned in the beginning, it becomes stagnant, okay? It becomes non-movement energy, okay? I lived half my life, everybody, with my stomach looking like I was pregnant, and I wasn't, and I was very thin. It's because I had so much deep emotion, or trapped emotions, if you want to call it, that were, usually as children what we do, Darius, is if we really have a traumatic childhood, especially me, the way I was brought up, and a lot of people who have it early on like that, I'm not saying trauma doesn't happen later, but early trauma, we have a tendency to want to push the energy down deep low, because we don't want to feel it, right? And I just worked with a lady earlier this morning, and I won't say who it is, but she had so much trauma in her life that she actually put it in little compartments in her body. I had to go in and actually clear out certain different areas. Yeah, they're like the inner child was so wise, because she was, I call her an older soul, somebody who's pretty wise child, knew to put these little energies in a place that was kind of hidden. I call them little compartments, and I had to go in there and start clearing them out. And of course, getting it gets your metabolism moving, but it also when you get the trapped emotions out of there, I mean, whatever it is, it gets everything working efficiently. I'm talking about your organs, everybody, your systems, because things get slaggy. They get kind of slowed down. Again, the more trauma that we've endured, and we had no way of just coping with it, okay? I mean, this is common for a lot of people, especially childhood. We just kind of just get by life and just numb ourselves out, and I'm one of those people. I didn't feel anything half my life. But as we keep unearthing these energies from usually deep low, they're usually low in this lower chakras and lower stomach, of course, the liver, of course, and we start digging this out, then your body you just start feeling more peaceful, but you get this flow. You start feeling more aware of the flow that actually runs through your meridian systems, okay? And I know for me, early on I tried Qigong, you heard of martial arts. People would say, I feel this energy moving through me. And I'm like, I don't feel anything. Is there really something happening here? And most of the time I would just stop doing it, because I'm like, I don't think this is working. So I'm just talking about getting to the deep-rooted issues for everybody that might be causing health issues as well, okay?
Okay.
It's not just about, like you said, it's about feeling good, Darius, right? It's not just about looking good, but it's also about feeling good, okay?
Yep, I say that, Feeling good, feeling God, feeling that life force.
Yes.
Let me get some questions. We'll take some live callers. This is fantastic. And I love the way it's really simple. Like, I guess maybe, if you start feeling the life force flow in your body, I think we're going to have a complete transformation of humanity. And I think it's going to go into every area of our lives. And so I want to go to Ann. She's in Waterbury, Connecticut. She's live. We're going to take maybe a few minutes per caller. move maybe some energy as best we can and then keep moving through. And how can we love you today with our guest?
Oh, thank you for taking my call, Darius. Hi, Don.
Yeah.
Hi.
I was going to ask, hi there. I don't know, what to put my finger on. Depression, hormonal, the hot sweats, and I'm way beyond that age, probably closer to what you're talking about. Eyesight, just degenerating thing. And I usually look younger than I am, too. But lately it's sort of got me down. So maybe you can see what I can't see and help me with that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Darius, it's okay if I talk?
Please.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, hi, Dan. I just want to say thank you, Ann, for being here. Is this our first time chatting?
I think a couple of years back I spoke to you on a program.
Thank you. Well, Ann, you are, you know for a fact that you're kind of like on this emotional thing going on right now with just the world. So I hope that in your case, because you are empathic, that you're keeping the news to a minimum. I'm not telling you what to do, but I just hope that you're not caught into that because you're actually feeling just the world. So, and as far as you're concerned, are you in your mid-50s?
No.
Okay. So are you a little older?
Quite a bit older.
Okay, well, doesn't matter. So basically, what you're saying is you're experiencing night sweats. Are you feeling any just not sleeping well as well?
No, I just wake up. It happens to me, and it even happens from activities. I once had someone say to me it was how I process food, energy, but I never had this in my 50s with the whole process. I'm getting it now, much later.
Okay, how long? How long has it been going on like this?
I think it started at least a year ago. I mean, probably just at the beginning of COVID, yeah.
Well, again, what I'm trying to do is just kind of get this energy of, I call it the morphic field. I'd like to do some clearing on you since I just have a minute. I'd like to get your energy moving, okay? Because you're kind of in a little bit of a, I call it a funk. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have hormone issues, but you do follow Darius, right? You listen to quite a few of his calls, right?
Yes.
So you're actually raising your vibration as well because you're doing the work, okay? Because Darius is all about high vibration here. So, our planetary energy is raising. So, on some level, your soul's ready for it. So, there's a lot of clearing, just things coming up in you that might be from your past. Because I feel your childhood wasn't great.
Okay, I would say you're probably right.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. So, what I'm trying to say is, you weren't really understood as a child, right? You were just kind of seen but not heard.
Correct.
So that's problem what's coming up right now. Your soul's telling me that, okay? So let's go ahead and just move some energy up and out and tell me if you're just be aware and be open to receive the divine creator that wants to come and assist. I'm just going to bring the frequency in, and I'm just going to do quickly moving out just some dense energy that I'm seeing that's kind of keeping you stuck, okay? Like we were just talking about metabolism and stuff, okay? Ready?
Okay, thank you so much.
I'm going to make some sound. This is just my mini's healing. So just imagine light above your head, and I'm just going to make some sound clearing you out, the COVID field, morphic field, and let me know what that feels like, okay?
Thank you.
Let's begin. Now, I just lifted that off you. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I jumped.
Leaving your head. I'm bringing some density out of your stomach. Are you aware of that right now?
Yeah, I could feel energy there.
It's moving up and out. Become aware of that, okay?
Okay.
Bringing your energy of life force to your feet. Your personal power. It's like turning your battery on. Okay, and just take a deep breath and tell me if you're aware of anything.
Yeah, I felt it in my feet and in my calves. And then when you did the other noises earlier, the stuff, what would happen is my head would snap back.
Mm-hmm. What are you starting to feel within your body that you didn't feel before? And I'm not trying to quiz you. I just want to see if you're aware of this lightness that's coming through you.
Yeah, it's like circulation. Like I can feel my blood.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a big shift in a minute. I just went in and cleared and got things moving for you that was kind of, a little bit stuck. Okay, so you're not doing anything wrong. It's just I cleared some of the cords and connections from your past to people that were kind of maybe draining your life force energy somewhat. So can you feel there's a little bit more of a movement or lightness in your stomach because that was kind of blocking you?
Okay, I wasn't aware of that, and it is kind of fluttery in the stomach.
Okay, good. So you're getting an overall, and feel your energy right now. Are you starting to feel like something's happening, like you're starting not to feel so tired? Because that's what I just did. I brought in your life force.
Yes, it feels like I had a cup of coffee.
Oh, there you go, and it's natural. Okay. Well, Ann, this is a sampling of my work.
Okay.
I just want to mention one thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you. We're here to receive it, but I want to mention something really important. The energy doesn't stop. So you can write into Darius if you feel some shifts even during the call, because it's going to keep deepening as the call goes on. So drink some water, and if you feel something shift or something, let us know. You can send in a message to Darius that how you're feeling, okay?
Wow. Okay. Fantastic. Let us know, Ann. And, I started, whenever I hear you, I'm always like, oh, what is she doing? That's so interesting. And then I'll hear the high pitches, and I'm like, it's so different, But then, after it's done, I feel like this vibration all over my body. And I don't know if anyone else feels this, but it's like you start to feel all this high vibration and you're kind of like, okay, that feels pretty darn good. And it feels kind of like a big cup of coffee. I'm going to go to Patricia. She's in Austin, Texas. And she wrote to me, so I've got her here. Patricia, how can we help you today? What's happening?
Hello.
Patricia.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi.
Darius.
Hi.
I just wanted to, I had written in that I wanted to say something for a testimonial for Dawn. Late last year, I had worked with her, and I bought a package and did private session with her, and I was having pretty major health issue around my uterus and so forth. And I swear she just laser went to, and I had, and thank God for all the other healers as well that helped me out. But,
sure.
But I just felt that when she worked with me, she lasered into what was actually happening. And about a month ago, I had just a DNC test done, and everything was clear and everything was benign.
Wow.
And yeah, Dawn. I was just like, oh my gosh, that was just incredibly amazing. And they wanted to do, a total hysterectomy and, all of that kind of stuff. And I just held on to, believing and trusting, and working with, people like Dawn. But I mean, Dawn just, I worked with her a couple of times, but that was the most, powerful, outwardly physical thing that really, was just like, thank you.
Oh. Wow, thank you so much, Patricia. And thank you for calling in. I really appreciate that. Hey, Patricia, I remember talking to you now. So I remember your beautiful soul that you are, and we did clear out. I remember what we cleared there in your uterus. So that was huge, because I remember clearing that. We had no plan of what was going to show up. If you remember that?
Yes, absolutely. And when you said it, just like I got goosebumps all over my body, and and lots of tears, lots of releasing, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's it, and then and then it just So
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful too. Yes.
Thanks, Patricia.
Bless
thank you.
And
all right,
thank
we're
you
going to
for
go
the testimonial. I appreciate it.
Yeah. We're going to go to, it might be Martin in Philadelphia, or maybe someone calling from that line at a 215 area code. Who do we have in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at 215 area code? Is it a Martin or?
Well, I don't know if anybody else is speaking.
Oh, yeah, that's you. Yeah, no, that's you. Who do you have? Who are you? What's your name? Leah. I don't know why we have so few guys on it. It's so funny because whenever I see a guy's name, I'm always like, it could be. But I'm always like, I'm sure there's a beautiful divine female there, and I'm sure it's like, I don't know why there's a guy's name, but I'm always like, Martin?
I know. Like, what's that?
So, very rarely. I mean, every once in a while we do. But, so Leah, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, Leah. How can we help you? And Dawn's going to jump right in here.
Hi, Dawn. Thank you. And,
hi, Leila. Leah, thank you for being here.
Oh, I'm grateful. Thank you. So, I would say some of my bigger challenges were working on just physical health, but also, it shows up a lot of mental, emotional distress, and also just the inability to stay focused and clear within my own center to make choices right for me, or to keep honing in on my direction. But, some of my health things, I have definitely, having worked with you through some of your Tuesday night gatherings over several of those cycles, my sleep has improved, some digestion things, but what would you, after
people love you, Dawn. You are just such a gift.
Humbled.
I mean,
serious. It's, I'm very humbled healer. I'm not in my ego because I know it's so beyond me. And that's what people like about me, because I'm real. And I only take credit at keeping my energy clear. That's what I really do. But Leah, you've been with me for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done
question.
a few of those cycles, but they were always groups, so I haven't even had I had a little mini one-on-one, but I'm excited to sign up and get a fuller session with you through this. So I'm just wondering what you feel or see, because I feel very different than when I first started, and yet I feel aged. I'm really excited to do some of the anti-aging because. And again, it's not about how I look, but it's how I feel.
Right.
Because when I feel aligned, I'm already radiant, and everybody's like, "Oh, you look beautiful." Like,
it's true.
Well, that's just because it's coming from the inside out.
But so I always say, why not be more of you? Why not be even more of you? You know what I mean? That's all. It's all about bringing in more of us.
Go ahead. I'm going to make a final comment when we're done, but
Okay. Yeah. I mean, why not feel more of you? It's a process. We just keep unearthing the density or the low vibration, and we bring in more of us. That's really, I'm very simple when I explain things. Yeah. My question for you, Leah, is how long has this mental emotional thing been going on?
Well, it feels like a long time. I remember having a lot of angst kind of in my junior high, teenage years, young adult. But then I'd say it, not that I didn't have it in between, but it feels more so as I came into my 56. I'm 61, and I was menopausal. But it got worse again. I admit that when I got married, I was like, okay, that's challenging. I'm like, it wasn't, it hasn't quite turned out the way I want it to be, and I'm feeling like, why am I miscreating here?
Well, I have a question for you, Leah.
10, 15 years, but it feels similar to when I was like a teenager, early teens.
Well, you're unearthing some deep stuff. Was one of your parents kind of depressed? Was that your mom or somebody having some kind of issues?
I think so. I think
your mom
she was, because
your mom is your soul is telling me your mom. Now, I want to mention I know I never worked with you before, but do you feel like I can tell you're a sensitive soul? Would you agree?
Very.
Are you aware of your sensitivity?
Yep.
So you I'd like to clear some of this on you now. This is kind of important. I'd like to just clear some of this energy that you picked up from your mom. It's almost like when you were a child, and tell me if this is more true or false, you were kind of like trying to help your mom out in some weird unconscious way, and I think it's even from past lifetimes, to make her load easier. Are you aware that you do that or done that unconsciously?
Yes, I believe so, and that I try to do that for other people, but it really takes a toll on me.
And you're beautiful life for doing it.
I do that then, I think, for my husband and everything else, like, where am I in all this? Yeah.
Yes, Leah, so what I want to do is just clear some of this stuff that's not you right now, because really you're such a beautiful light. But your soul is going to, if you work with my program and stuff, it's about creating healthy boundaries, okay? Because right now we're living in a very heavy, dense age, where you're picking up on that, but then again, you're trying to help everybody else, and because you're such a loving soul, you try to help make everybody else feel better in your own way, maybe and unconscious. I kind of feel this is unconscious. You take on some of their stuff to make their life a little easier, but at the same time, then you're totally bogged down. So let's go ahead and do a mini healing on you to kind of let some of this heavy density off you that's really not you anyway, and bring in more of your light, which is more of you. Would that be good for a mini session?
Oh, wonderful. Yes.
Okay, so let's do that, Leah. Now, again, I work beyond the mind, so Darius was mentioning before how it just kind of sounds a little weird with the sound, and then all of a sudden you feel better. It's because I've kind of I've learned over the years how to kind of go beyond the physical, rational mind that our minds are trying to figure out what the heck is she doing, and then and then what the energy of the source knows where to go. So it's kind of bypassing our mind and just kind of serving our highest good, because I only work with the highest frequency of love and what you're needing for your highest good. Okay, so that's why it just kind of comes in. And of course, the sounds on the phone aren't going to be like studio quality because I'm on the phone, but it doesn't matter. It's the frequency beyond the sound. Okay. So let's go ahead, Leah, imagine the divine light of God or creator, whatever you want to say above your head, as we start lifting off some of this density that is not you, bringing you back home to your true self with more of your light and essence in your body. And that's going to fill you up yourself. So this way you become your own planet, I call planet, so you're not so sensitive to the world, okay?
I like that.
You're going to be radiating your own planet, your own energy out. Okay, so let's do that quickly and just receive, okay? Let's receive. Okay, I do make this obnoxious sound. It's like a quick high pitch. And that's just you can feel that. I just lifted off some density off your head. Feel that kind of pinch off?
Good.
Yes.
Okay, that's a powerful sound, and that's really to lift off density for not just you but the whole group here. So let's keep going. Just let it go. Got a lot of sadness on the heart. Let's lift up some of the sadness. Clearing some density out of your lower chakras. Just let it go. You breathe a little bit with me for a moment, Leah. Energy is moving up and out. Are you aware of that right now, Leah?
Yes.
Okay, just keep going with it. Stay with me. Bring your personal power, your light into your feet, filling you up from the inside out of who you truly be, not everybody else. Okay, that's a lot of energy flowing. Take a deep breath and tell me what you're starting to feel, Leah.
Well, I definitely felt like my head just kind of kept turning a little bit, like I wanted to unwind. And in my heart, just feel this really allowing that sadness or the heaviness to lift. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you feel it lifting? Like a dense energy just kind of lifted off. Now, I went into the chakras, into your belly and stuff. Could you feel that there's something stirring up or kind of moved out, including your liver? I cleared out some really dense energy that was sitting there. But I just want you to feel yourself, because I work so quickly, and, of course, it takes a minute for our minds to catch up to what just really happened. But can you be aware of that there's some part of your being just feeling a little bit more of you? I mean, lighter, whatever your word would be. And I just brought in your light to your feet, so you might feel some tingling. I don't know if you could feel that, or some warmth or some coolness. Everybody feels that a little differently when your light is in your body, grounded, okay?
Yes.
I just want to see if you're aware of that.
Yeah, my feet do feel like they're kind of being tickled. I can't explain it any other way. A little bit of like to move a little.
I wish you had a mirror. I wish you had a mirror there right now, because the mirror would really show you what you just received. Because if you really go look at yourself in the mirror, maybe even I'll let Darius know, I just lifted off like a whole density energy on you, and now you're just almost looking like in your face a lot more peaceful and just not so heavy and dense that you were looking before. More alive is what I'd like to say.
That's
because I could see it in your face. It's just you might not see it right now.
Well, I do have a mirror, and I'm looking at myself. I do look lighter and just I don't know. Yeah. And I want to say, does this also work, in terms of ancestrally? Like when I release, something, like, will my sister benefit or past generations or future? I adopted my daughter, but I'm hoping anything I do also impacts her in positive ways.
Yes, this is how it works. You're the one who does the work for the family. Usually your ancestors, they can always get in on the energies, especially if I work on, especially this work that we're doing. But I just want to let you know, I don't overstep your ancestors, okay? There's always free will. So I'm telling you my integrity here. It's really for you and your future generations. Of course, your sister's connected, but your ancestors, it's up to them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Even though I work that deep, because I do a lot of ancestral clearing, and of course that's included what we're talking about today, because it does a lot of times it stems from our genetics, okay, our epigenetics, okay, and our DNA, just our coding, okay. So yes, but you can see where your ancestors have a choice, but that's up to them.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Well, yes, and my mom and dad just passed away March and April respectively. And almost together. So I've been wanting to clear the stuff for a long time, but it feels like maybe, there's some freedom there to move forward in bigger ways that I didn't necessarily, so it's very powerful. Thank you.
Well, I'm looking at your breathing right now. You did clear some density, which was probably something from your parents. Can you feel that you're taking deeper breaths right now?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, you're taking deeper breaths that you couldn't do before. It's almost like you get a breathing session here in a minute. I open and expand your lungs like you do in yoga, but you just really released a lot. I know it's so beyond the mind what I did, but just keep feeling it to your body, being loving for the rest of today, because the energy does continue beyond this short session, and drinking water, because you might have some trapped emotions come up. I'm actually feeling that you might, but please don't get caught into it. That is just old energy releasing, okay?
I love it.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Leah.
What I want to do is a group process here today that is going to be activating your original divine blueprint. I wanted to make note. She said something about, like, when this life force energy, when this divine glow is sort of in our body, in our face, like, it shows. And I agree with that. I think that, when we have that life force energy going through us, we naturally look incredibly different. And in a world where, I have friends that are doing putting all sorts of weird stuff in their face, trying to look younger. And I look at them, I'm like, bro, you don't even look like the same person anymore. You look like a plastic face. That's not you. I feel like the life force is gone. Let this life force be what animates your beautiful face and makes you a glowing divine being. Please, society, let's stop with all that synthetic stuff. So let's do it, Dawn. I love it. And let's send the message, just like Leah said, is like that divine life force energy glow is the face lift. It's lifting your face into the divine. You know why people's faces are down? It's because they're getting drugged down into the drudgery and density of the earth. Instead, lift it up to the beautiful essence of divine spirit. And we're going to lift up everybody today. So, Dawn, let's do it.
Okay. Thank you, Sirius. Okay, so let's do a group process here for a few minutes. And I want everybody to get into a quiet place and just stay seated, and hopefully you're not driving or operating a car right now. I want everybody to get from their mind or their busy thoughts, because sometimes we're multitasking as we're listening. And I really just want you to receive this, because this is an activation. And, of course, it goes so beyond this short time. You might even, if your mind is too busy, you might even feel it later today. But this is really a divine activation that you're ready for. Everybody now who's on the call, even though I'll be making sound, will assist everybody in what your challenges are right now in the present moment and help you move forward, because this is all about moving forward in, like Darius said, our divine, our light, just bringing in our essence, our light, our personal power to the body. That's really your true battery. That's really your youth, okay? And like Darius said, this is so natural, and it's really just you. And, of course, these energy sounds will come in reverse. Any premature aging and health issues, it's going to assist you in that if you do have something going on, because, stem cell therapy is not just about, it's not just the aging. It's about a lot of different things that can help you with any kind of chronic pain, sleep issues, tiredness, no vitality, poor wound. If you have poor wound healing, guys, scars, poor circulation, numbness, bruising, discoloration, worsening eyesight. Some people have that. Tiredness, and, just you're sore and groggy, okay? Memory issues and concentration. This is all going to help you with that. So I want you to think about and just imagine when these swirls of light, when I'm making sound, they're going to come through your crown chakra after I clear the COVID morphic field. I'm going to make that high-pitched, famous sound I do. But it's going to start coming in like swirling lights through your physical body. And I want everybody to just drink in this light of you and just kind of imagine this light just kind of swirling into any part of your body that you're wanting a reversal of age reversal or just healing. Okay, healing. It's just going to go into all your cells, your stem cells, renewing your stem cells. It's just going to bring life to you, and it's going to come in from your crown chakra, and I'm just going to start bringing the energy in here in a moment here with sound. But I want you to imagine it filling you up from the inside out like little swirling lights. It's going to go into all your chest and your back and your stomach, and it's just going to go all the way down, bringing your light and your personal power all the way down through your legs. And it's going to go right down your feet, down the grounding cord. I call it your beautiful divine light of grounding cord. It could be a white light or a golden light. I like to say white. And it's going to ground you to our planet because I find a lot of people right now are not grounded, okay? And it's time to really be in our power, but we need to be grounded on the planet, okay? Now, you become more of the light of who you are, as I was just kind of noted a few moments ago. You radiate your true essence to the world, everybody. People around you, you want to be more of a magnet or attraction magnet or a money magnet, whatever you want to be. You got to bring in this light, and we're going to help anchor that in right now, okay? So let's start at the top of our head, everybody. I'm going to just need to clear some energy on the crown chakra and above. I clear all the centers so you have a stronger connection to your divine source self, and all of you from the 7 chakras all the way up to the divine source. And let's do that now, making some sounds. So just stay seated and imagine everything going into the light above your head. Okay, let's start there. Okay, I'm going to make one sound. Don't get startled. Okay, that's a very powerful sound. So if you get startled, sorry. It's just energy's lifting. If you come back to the recording, you can always turn it down. Just let it go. Still going up. Energy is still releasing up in the light, so it's not coming in yet. It's just moving out. Clearing a space for your energy and light to come in, your personal power. Let it go up in the light. Now I want you to, one other step here, I want you to put in your version of who you really want to be right now. Even if you're not good visually, I want you to put the person that you really want to be right now in your heart chakra. You can even put a word to it, a picture. I really want to open yourself up to be your true self, but I want you to put the best version of you in your heart of what you're really wanting right now in your life. What do you really want to become? What do you want to feel? What do you want to look like? Okay, so just do that to the best of your ability. You can even just say the words, but just going to put it into your heart to really nurture that like divine seeds, like divine God is going to come in and just water those seeds inside your heart to open your heart up to be more of you, more love and light to yourself, but also others around you in the planet. So let's go ahead and bring in the light now, starting from the crown chakra. It's going to go into the heart there in a minute, and we're going to really expand the heart here in a minute. So let's go right, bringing the light first. Bringing the light all the way to your feet, then we're going to go right into the heart. So let's let the energy flow to your feet right now. You could look at your feet as well, so as the energy is coming in. It's going to fill up every level of your being now with your stem cell renewal, but it's also going to heal you. Where do you need healing, everybody? Imagine this light coming in to nourish you and heal you right now. Going down to your feet as well. Let's open on the heart to receive more of us, more we want right now. We're going to put the light in our heart and just imagine what we're wanting right now in this moment of now. Let's manifest that right now and bring it to your reality. We're in the heart right now. Oh, beautiful. Now this is activating, so there's going to be energy flowing for the rest of today and everybody, really working with you. But just let's take a deep belly breath into the belly right now of white light. Breathe into your belly. And exhaling it out. Just let it go. Let's take another deep breath into our belly, everybody. And let it go. Let's just take a moment, everybody, to become aware of your body. Feel your body. Are you starting to feel a little bit lighter in some areas? Feel your feet. Are you feeling tingly or more sensation or maybe some coolness or heat in your feet? Feel your arms, your hands. Is there a little tingling or some flow maybe happening there that wasn't there before? Maybe in your stomach area and in your heart it's just activating, really bringing in more light and unconditional love to you and manifesting whatever you're truly desiring right now in this present moment and renewing you on all levels, your stem cells. Can you feel that? Just taking a deep breath. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more happier or peaceful right now. And just maybe you're feeling just a little bit more calmer than you were before we started this session right now, this group process. Just feel into that. So enjoy this energy as it will keep growing. By being aware of what you're feeling right now will only keep expanding, okay, everybody? So just enjoy the energy of you being truly you. This is what we're doing here today, bringing in your life force, your light, your just who you are to planet Earth, and enjoy. And thank you, Darius. Thank you, everybody, for that. And this concludes my group process. Thank you.
Wow. Well, Dawn, I got to tell you, I don't know if the activations are getting stronger or the high pitch is getting higher, or maybe just some of the density of the Earth is more apparent, and the contrast between where we start these calls and then what I feel after a few of those high pitches, it's amazing. I literally I got startled too, and then I could feel like just a cloud of density that was around me in my office here just literally leave. Like it broke up and then crumbled to the ground, and then I saw like this kind of dark smoke just literally like evaporate and sort of just diffuse out and be gone. And I could feel this in my body. I saw something in front of me that was really amazing. It is literally pretty darn profound. And I'm starting to actually understand that this frequency, when we really look at what we're doing, we're not just thinking about feelings. We're not just thinking about a vibration. We're also looking at sound, and we're feeling sound. And we need sound to, like that glass that will break when the opera singer raises the octave and shatters that dense glass. It is the same thing with those ceilings and those frequencies, and indeed I say even those realities, because I think that some of the current realities are dense realities only held into place by the density of those that hold them into place. And when we break that density up, when we shatter it, when we raise it out of its slumber, we move into freedom. So I want to hear what people are saying. I think this is just amazing. And wow, I could say a lot about density and that heaviness, but ultimately, like, we've got to lift the density out and be free. Mary Lee says, that was so powerful. Every cell during that activation was filled with light and vibrating and transforming. Don, you are amazing. I agree. Another person, wow, I could feel the energy, says Anne, in my feet, in my arches, in my right breast, lower back, and shins. Thank you. Wherever it sounds like there's density, that's where these issues are. That's where this high frequency is going, right, Dawn? I mean, it's going where it to.
Yes.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Yeah, we got to let go of the density of dense people who are holding it on the planet. Like, we love them, but if they're dense, still holding on to it, you got to go, man. We got to let it go. It's time to go. We got to move on. We done it. We lived it. Let's go. I want to get to some other things that you're doing because I think it's pretty amazing. You know, as we ascend and we move forward on this path, you have something all new that you're working with, and we've been talking about it. It's the energetic stem cell renewal. And if you want to feel and look perhaps even younger than your age, and really, as we said, feel God, feel that goodness, feel that divine light source in your body, there is an energetic solution that we've never offered before from Dawn Crystal, and the stories are astounding. As she breaks up this density, we are breaking up old patterns that may lock us into agreements about how we age. And people have been writing in all over the place. One person wrote in, the skin in my body is so much tighter, and it's been glowing since I've been listening to these stem cell MP3s. I am 65 years old, and now I look like I am 30 years old. Thank you, Dawn, for these gifts. Another person says, I am so impressed. My body pain is completely gone listening to these MP3s. Thank you, says Patricia. Another person, Kim, I bought this deeper program with hopes that my brown spots and pregnancy mask would get lighter. I don't know what a pregnancy mask is. She said, I am so amazed. I have been listening for 2 weeks, and I can barely see any of the dark spots anymore. This program is a miracle worker, says Kim. I want to share where it is because we're going to go deep into this, and we're going to keep taking your questions. We're going to do some questions from folks all over the world and you know, on the webcast, so send them in. It is at uwealthrevolution.com/Dawn, DAWN, Dawn 21. And Dawn, you know, it's Dawn 21 because I believe, like, we are now in a new dawn in the 21st century, right? It makes perfect sense. Like, this new dawn is, we don't have to hold into these aging agreements. And I could tell you, I can get into some wild stuff about some of the aliens and some of the potential things that a lot of people have told me about how some of these agreements were put on humanity for certain reasons. But we can maybe save that to the end, or maybe we'll get into that in another call. But I could go way deep on the rabbit hole here. But I do believe it's not a natural thing for us to only live 80, 90, 100 years. I think we have the full potential to live way longer and live with vibrancy way longer. And I think this is one of those steps to do that. What are you going to be doing in this program? And I know a lot of people are asking about the one-on-one support and getting help from you. That's also here. But tell me why you chose to bring this forward to U.S. Revolution at this time.
Well, as we were just talking, it's just everybody is just not feeling themselves, really. And it's been going on for a while, but it's really kind of, I think it's really kind of really overtaken people at this time. And it's, you know, people are just ready for a change. And I think that, you know, like you were just saying, Darius, and we, you know, even if we don't talk about it, it's just whatever belief systems or whatever's been put on humanity up into this moment, it's just this glass ceiling, if you want to call it, is just being like shattered. It's just time for the earth. It's time for the earth to ascend, and we're all in it, you know. So this is just we just need to go a little bit deeper. And of course, the frequencies, as everybody's feeling, is so beyond this mind and our planet. It's really what we're ready for as a group collective, and just as a whole. Okay, we're all contributing to that. Okay, so I was guided to do this and bring it here today. Everything I put out is always guided from my higher self. Okay. And I really think this is going to help a lot of people on different areas of our lives. You know, even if somebody's not on the spiritual fast track and they just have a lot of body pain, okay, Darius, just say they're dealing with a lot of chronic pain or sleep issues, tiredness. This program is going to help people with low vitality. Again, I just want to mention some key points: sagging, drooping, wrinkled skin, poor wound healing, wherever that's coming from, scars, poor circulation, numbness, bruising, discoloration. I think that lady with the pregnancy mask, that happens, Darius. Sometimes when you get pregnant, ladies will get like a darkness around their mouth or something, okay? So it's just kind of, it really helps with the discoloration in her face if that happens. Worsening eyesight is another big one, okay? And that's another human belief. A lot of people think that our eyesight has to get a certain way when we age and we need to wear readers. That's all a bunch of, you know what, it's not true. Tiredness, soreness after exercising. This is just general what this will help you with. Waking up groggy and tired, okay? You know, this happens for a lot of us, okay? Brain fog, memory issues, concentration issues. If that's you, then this is what we're going to be addressing here, okay? And I'm really grateful to not only bring these really powerful activations in with these MP3s, Darius, but I'm also going to be offering 21-day remote healing that will be offered as a bonus. And that's going to be very powerful, okay?
Oh my gosh. I want to get into that because there are two ways to do this. that Dawn has brought forward. The first one is pretty amazing because she's got for 127 all of these anti-aging God stem cell clearing MP3s. They are literally about 8 of them, Then, if that's not enough, she's going to be starting with a 21-day remote healing. And for 21 days, Dawn, you're going to be working with people all over the world. And tell me how this is going to work, because that is no small feat. And that is going to be a huge opening for people this summer. I mean, huge. I mean, we're already in the summer pretty much. I mean, so, you're going to get to go through these and be ready for this. What are you going to do on these 21 days?
Well, I basically set up the energy before, but within the 21 days, this is where the energies are going to go in and really work on your deeper issues. So basically, you don't have to do anything special every day, because I tune into the group as a collective every day and work with whatever energies and frequencies need to be added, or, I kind of adjust things on a daily basis, and you don't need to talk to me. But again, as I just mentioned, all these key points that I just mentioned right now, they're going to be addressed in the 21 days. So basically, a lot of people, Darius, will set an intention or a goal during that time, and really trusting on that, because, this is divine creator energy from the divine creator. We don't want to dictate how it's going to happen to you, everybody. Right. We just need to trust and know that the divine process is happening for your highest good, of whatever you're needing in that time frame. And in 21 days is usually a great time to make any changes of belief systems. That's why I like to do 21 days, because it's where you can really make a huge shift in your life. So that's why we're doing it for the full time. It's 24 hours a day, everybody, 7 days a week, okay? So there's no stopping within that full time. And you could, just think about maybe daily in your meditation, or you don't have to think about it at all. But just think about what you're really wanting to change in your life, It could be as simple as just feeling better, feeling more alive, more happy, more of yourself, right? There's a lot of people with that. But, there's also people here, Darius, who might have some long-term issues of we're working with stem cells, okay? This is all geared towards stem cells, also renewing your stem cells. So, you might have, diabetes, this can help, with diabetes, spinal cord injuries. If you've had something major, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, heart disease, stroke, burns, cancer, this is all part of it as well. And, of course, all the other key points I just said. So it's really going to really help you on a lot of different levels. So it's really, I really think it's for everybody, because it's going to help somebody. Everybody's going to be a little bit different, but we're all going to be in the big high vibrational energy cocoon, which is really going to help you stay focused and grounded at that time in the highest vibration of divine light. So if you're one that's really empathic, everybody, and sensitive to the world, you're not going to get too caught up into what's happening, even if it's on an unconscious collective level, okay? And this way, it's really going to support you in making the changes that you're really ready to do. So this way, you start moving forward, everybody, instead of just, like you said, you've been feeling maybe kind of stagnated up until now, and things aren't really moving in the way you wanted to. So this is like an extra bonus. I call it just my gift.
Amazing.
And it's for anybody with, for both A or package B with the session, okay?
Yeah, 21 days. So, everyone's going to get it if you decide to go deeper at ualtrevolution.com/Dawn21. I want to go through some of the specifics, but to make it clear for folks, if you want to add, in addition to the 21 days and the MP3s that are all about the stem cell, God clearing energy, and we're going to be looking at things like eyesight, sleep issues, poor circulation, brain health, sagging skin, like Dawn mentioned, scars, healthy skin renewal, clearing fatigue, clearing body discomfort. All of these are part of the areas covered in the MP3s. But then you have the 21 days, and that's just package A, which we've had an amazing opportunity here from Dawn. She's such a giver. 88% off of a $1,050 value, worth every penny. $127, which is just awesome. And it supports her work, which is key to us, because, my dream is, how do we create an education system and a financial system that values the work of the soul, the work of healing ourselves and the earth and each other? Like, how do we create a 5D earth? Well, we start to value this knowledge, this wisdom, and we start to bring this wisdom into our home. So that's why I am honored to be able to do this and share it with just the utmost of confidence and love, because it's so important that we do this. If you feel called, you're the master of your life, and that's always the key too of this. Package B, though, is a way for you to get 25 minutes with Dawn, and this is a one-on-one opportunity. We've heard some stories today about some cool, amazing things happen, life-changing. It's there. Dawn, what do you do on the one-on-one sessions? I know you dive in, you look in, you're able to see. Take me through, like, when someone gets on the phone or Skype, however it's done. You can do it either way, by the way. what do you see when someone comes on the line? What comes into your awareness as you start talking and connecting with them?
Well, I first, of course, I let you know these are power sessions. So I know it sounds very short, 25 minutes, but they're eternity. As you can see how fast I work with people.
Yeah.
So I really deep dive into first asking. I always want to find out what people's stories is. Okay.
Yeah.
So I ask people what they're wanting. And then from there I just tune in right into their higher self, okay? And that's where I start getting the information. And, of course, I start looking into their body. If it's physical related, I just go looking into the body, and I can see, I see the energetics. I can see what's going on in the body, okay, because that's part of my gift. But I am guided. I do follow their soul's lead, their higher self, what I'm doing, because that really makes me very efficient because it's so beyond their mind. Their mind might tell me once they need this, but their soul is saying we need to go this way. We need to work on this. And that can actually even unearth even more than what their mind is thinking. I just need to go in and just relieve, for instance, this achy knee. And, we'll work on the knee. But a lot of times I find out even with the person who has an achy knee in there, who can't move their knee, there's usually sometimes some trauma attached to that. So, yeah, I could go in and clear the knee if I wasn't really doing my job. It'd be easy, but I don't do that. I go in and deep dive into what is the root cause. Okay, where is this coming from? And then I clear the root cause as well, because otherwise, if I don't, it won't be cleared. It'll come back. So I go in, and of course, what I'm doing here today, Darius, as far as grounding in more people's energy and light into their body, and really letting people feel their true essence of who they are, because a lot of times we just get disconnected. It's just life, it means highs and lows. It's just why we're in a physical body. We're here to experience light and life.
That's right.
And become more of us, which could be a little challenging. That's part of it, So my gift is to really bring in the light of the person, more of them, their soul, if you want to call it. And people start feeling it. They notice right away. It's like, wow, I feel lighter. I haven't felt this good in years. Well, and a lot of people never even felt that ever. And it's one of my gifts. But once people start feeling their truth of who they are, it's like they want more of that. They're like, wow, I don't know. It's not magical energy that I'm doing, everybody. I just have a gift of bringing in your truth, your higher light, your soul, whatever you want to call it, into the body. And when you start feeling that energy in your body, it's like, oh my God, it's like natural, high premium, high like octane fuel that starts really coming into your body, and it's so awesome, yummy energy. And then people are like, I just want more, and that's really you. So, then we just work on it. And, of course, my MP3s are all a part of it. People don't want a session with me. I mean, I'm pretty booked up, everybody. But even the MP3s, they're short activations, but they're powerful. And I was just going to mention, even with my MP3s, please, everybody, more of my work is not better. Please only listen to one MP3 a day, or 1 to 2, spreading them out. Because a lot of people, they just want to go in and just deep dive and listen to all of them in one day. It's not really good for the physical body because our bodies need time to integrate, okay? So I just wanted to kind of give a little heads up on that.
I agree. One of the things that I thought about was, I don't know if everybody could even, some of us couldn't even withstand more than 25 minutes. I don't even know if I would do 25 minutes with some of the frequency. It's like, okay, I need to slow it down and really just integrate that before I go to the next level. And the beautiful thing is with the 21 days everyone's going to get, you're going to get a daily bit of that energy for 21 days. And it's kind of like, in a way, doing any sort of thing new, doing yoga for 21 days. You're going to get a much better rate of retention of the flexibility, of the calmness, of the beneficial elements of doing yoga when you're doing it consistently. And so this is a way to really get that over and over and over again. And again, the stem cells are key, because when we look at this, we're not just talking about feeling better. We're talking about stimulating something that we all still have. We all have stem cells. We don't just have them when we're young. These are part of what actually allows our body to make new cells. But the degradation of the telomeres and many other things causes this to not be as effective. Dawn, what is your thoughts on the telomeres and sort of that whole process? Because I know that is something a lot of people may not be familiar with, but that's a big part of the stem cells as well.
Yeah, the telomeres have a tendency to shorten as we, and I'm not going to get too technical, but it's basically renewing all that, because it just happens. I mean, as we age, this is just kind of like what it has been. Our stem cells and our telomeres decline in their ability to heal our bodies. And if our stem cells are not healthy in our bodies, they can't repair our bodies as we age. So we're reversing all that, okay? And it includes belief systems. It means our organs, our glands, so they can repair themselves efficiently, okay? because otherwise, that's kind of like an old human belief system. We think that we have to start declining as we age, and this is what we're doing here today is just turning the clock, changing wherever this belief systems come from. If it's something put on the planet, or if it's from our ancestors, or something we believe, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's gonna go in and clear it anyway. And then you'll start taking pictures and be radiating your true self, as Darius has mentioned about looking radiate, and people are going to notice it and be like, "What is she taking?" And then you'll have people, if people come up to you like, "What are you taking? What kind of vitamins you taking? What are you taking? You look fabulous." And you'll be like, "Oh, I'm just being myself, high on life." And then can tell them whatever you want to tell them, but that's what it is. You just become more of your true essence, okay? And the beautiful part about the byproduct of this is that you start radiating your light through your body, everybody, okay? It's renewing your stem cells. It's really it's de-youthening, okay? But it's like you become your own beautiful divine planet. So meaning that people start feeling your essence. I have people come up to me in the grocery store and they just want to chat, and I'm not saying I'm just radiating, I'm just being me. I'm not looking for any conversations. Most of the time I'm just in and out, but I do feel at times and I just have a conversation and people are just wondering what that is, and it's just being me. And that's what I really bring to others, is just really people connect in with their true essence, so you can become your own divine planet and really become, I call it, aligned to what your soul's calling is in this lifetime. Okay, whatever your divine soul, if you don't know what your divine soul's calling is, this is all part of the picture. A lot of that is your true passions, okay, happiness, whatever it may be. So you can really start aligning to that, and that's where even more energy comes through, and just, a lot of it's service to the world and maybe helping others, right. But you're serving yourself too, because, a lot of times that could be your business, okay? So whatever the case is, this is what my goal is for everybody here, and this is what I bring.
I love this, and we're gonna keep going with some different questions that folks have. Some beautiful listeners, some beautiful beings here. I do want to make note as well. Everyone who goes deeper into any of the packages gets the 21 days. Some people are going to choose that they want to work with you one-on-one, which I think is enormous, and that is $177. So for another $50, you get 25 minutes with Dawn. You also get the ability to do installment plan if you want on that one. So that's even a cool way to just sort of spread it out if that helps. But I've noticed stories that just go even into things like money, abundance, weight loss. I always say to myself, when you have this divine energy radiating through you, you really are limitless as a being. This is really the creation point for everything I can think I've done in my life that actually, move my life forward, that I would want to be remembered for on earth. So it is not just limited to that. What would you say about some of these other areas? Because I know I've seen the stories in all sorts of areas with your work.
Well, yeah, if you're becoming your true essence and you're really becoming who you are, you become you. It's like we're all a gift to the planet, all of us. We bring in our own, I call it our own unique energy frequency, or I call it energy vibration. Signature, some people call it an energy divine signature, but whatever the case is, we're all a gift to the planet in our own unique way. Nobody, we all bring it in a unique way, more physically, we're bringing it in more energetically and spiritually, but we're all here to contribute. And of course, it's our life, it's like I never knew I was going to be a healer many years ago. I was just messed up individual many years ago till my gifts started showing themselves. I had no idea even back then that I would be doing this today. I was just healing myself. But you start tuning into it and you start working with it and you just get excited, and I just want to share. So it's like I don't even look at this work that we're doing here as work. It's who I am, you know what I mean? And it's like we all have that, to whatever it is, you know what I mean? And a lot of people find their life's mission just by attuning and really aligning to their soul's calling and mission and what you're born here to do. And then it's like, wow, I didn't know I could do that. Or, oh, I really like that now, So it's like you find a whole new way of being that maybe our minds couldn't figure that out because it's so beyond the mind. And it brings life to you, It brings just more, like I said, this vibrancy, right? This aliveness. And it's nothing artificial. It's just who you are. There's no la line here. This is just who you are, and that's what I bring. Even in my MP3s, you just feel it. You start feeling more of you. And then, of course, we're working on stem cell renewal and all that. That's just, and all this other stuff we're talking about is just a byproduct of all that. It's just how my work is, okay, and what I bring.
Yeah.
So
Well,
wonderful.
it doesn't come in a bottle of Botox, baby. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a bottle of divine essence, and your body is connected to that. So, plug into it, feel it, and we're going to go deeper with some questions here today, because this is all about really what you are feeling. And you've also talked a lot about wow, a lot of people writing in. You've also talked a lot about, staying younger and sort of avoiding some of the things that can happen if we leave these energies in too long. And, the clump of energy that we talked about in the root chakra, when these energies go unresolved and we're not feeling good and we stuff it down with whatever means of distraction, they just get louder, right? I mean, that's the thing about it, is our body, our spirit doesn't really care how long we're on this planet. To be honest, I think our spirit wants us to learn the lessons. And if that means we don't learn and we leave earlier, but then we have to get that big wow, that moment where we learn, we may get that. So we want to listen, right, Dawn, to the little signs. And what are those signs that maybe we need to start listening to?
Well, the thing is, if we can get clear, okay, because that's part of my work, and that's in my recordings and also in person on just a session. Well, we can get clear and really clear the static, okay? Because we really, all of us, we walk around with a lot of static. If it's from our family members, our ancestral line, I mean, we could clear it. We could be walking around with a lot of static our whole life, which could be kind of maddening to some people. But really clearing out the density, which is part of the emotional or the traumas or this heavy energy that we carry within ourselves. Of course, if we don't tend to it and it gets louder, of course, because it wants to be released. And a lot of times people who are really will resist that for a while, and it gets more and more painful, okay? That's just part of the process. But once we start listening and just kind of saying, okay, I need to work on this, and it's not comfortable, but you start unearthing it, and you just start feeling better, okay? And I'm not, it depends. Everybody's story is going to be different. Everybody's level of trauma or whatever is going to vary per person. But it's the thing is that you could see that there's actually hope. You start feeling better, okay? And you're like, wow, I really feel better today. I haven't felt this good in years. But I've been going through some clearing, and I feel like this something is resolved or cleared, and now I feel like there's a moment of peace, and I feel there's more me coming in. I just feel like, wow, I haven't felt this where I can actually think about, wow, what would I like to do today? Maybe I want to do something fun. Like you said, Derek, you find time to just honor you 5 minutes a day. But a lot of people are so caught up in this bubble of chaos and static most of their lives that they don't even get that moment to actually say, wow, what do I really want to do today that would be fun? Or honor me, even if it's 5 minutes, right? So I'm bringing people back home to their true selves, okay? That's really what I do, and it's in my work, it's in my recordings. And once you start feeling that, you just get more like, I want more of this, and you get, life becomes fun, everybody. Life becomes, even if whatever's going around you and everybody's stuck in this bubble of morphic field COVID stuff, you just get beyond and you start radiating. Our planet could use really high frequency right now. Because these other people are stuck in their world. We need to bring the world up, okay? We need to bring ourselves up first, and then everything else around us just starts becoming more of the world that we want to live in, okay? But we just got to know that that's just a story that we're living in. It's just, unfortunately, it's happened. Whatever's happened in your vibration is just raising. You're doing your work, and then you start feeling better and better, and then you start radiating this beautiful light that we've been talking about through you, which is really you. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking a lot of people are getting out of quarantine, but are you still are you out of quarantine, but is quarantine still in you? And that's the thing that stays, because there's a lot of trauma, a lot of fear, and for many rightly so, and that's a serious fear. But that energy I see, it doesn't necessarily lift because someone says, okay, you can go outside. I still see people walking around terrified. And, in essence, that fear might actually make you ill. That fear might lower your immunity. That fear might be the thing that does you in rather than something else. So, it's for some people a personal choice. But if you don't feel like you're feeling that God light energy in you and you're feeling something else, maybe just go in and, like you said, be aware. And with that, we have a lot of aware people writing in, which I love, and I want to get to a few more questions before we end the call. Dawn, someone wrote in, Mary Lee, that was amazing. Every cell was filled with light and vibrating, transforming. You are amazing. Christine said, I have worked with Dawn, and you cannot believe how many compliments I receive regarding how beautiful and how very young I now look. This is Christine G in San Diego. She wrote in, so that's awesome. So she gets a lot of compliments. Mary Lee, I want to recommend Dawn's 21-day energy support. I've been going through a lot of changes now, and I have a feeling of buoyancy and solidarity through that support. I haven't felt that in quite a while. Thank you, Dawn. All right, I've got Dee in Seattle. She says, I've been struggling with clutter and having a challenge of letting go, especially books and programs and mementos. I clear it and it's back, and I am not a clutter bug, but it sure feels like it. What would you say to Dee in Seattle, and what do you see sort of in the energy there?
Yeah, so I'd just like to know how long this has been going on for you, Dee, because I really feel that it's just like, it's almost like a part of your being. It's an unconscious part of your inner child that I'm picking up on right away. I got it. Just holding on to the past. And a lot of people want change, but there's a part of their inner child, I call it the inner child part of their being. Sometimes it wants change, but it's scared of change. Okay, because it's like a human nature that we don't want to change, right? So It's kind of like part of the process of our raising our vibration and consciousness awareness and all that, is that we will hit plateaus in parts of our time where things, certain parts of our being will come up, or areas of our life where we might have a little bit more to work on. And it's really just the part of us that really needs to be healed, okay? So as you were mentioning, things come up. So for you, Dee, I'm actually picking up that there's a part of your being that really wants to move forward, but there's a part of your being afraid of it. And I'm actually picking up on that. It was actually from when you were growing up as a child. So I really feel that in a very deep level that you just weren't getting the support you needed. So it's almost like you're hoarding or comfort. It's like a comfort thing to hold on to it because you didn't really have a lot of the nurturing and nourishing that you needed as a young child. So hopefully she understands what I'm saying, okay? So, yeah, I mean, the 21 days for sure is going to definitely support her in that, because that's sometimes what we need, Darius, is to kind of get a little bit of a boost. And, it helps us keep moving forward, you know what I mean? And that's just, it happens to all of us at times. It's just part of the growth process. There's expansion and contraction. That's just part of the growth process. We all want to get to the top, but it's just loving ourselves and accepting for what it is. And of course we're working through it, but we need to still be loving with ourselves, okay? And accepting is really what I'm trying to say. So, Dee, you are doing everything right, and I think, it's up to you what you want to do, but it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just these little parts of your being, these little parts of you that were maybe kind of dormant or hidden are now showing and they just don't want to. It's like just fear of moving forward, and that's okay, But the main thing for you is to maybe for her to take baby steps every day and just do a little of something to kind of clear out something. Or I would say donate. That's always a beautiful high vibration if we can donate something that we really don't need to somebody who's in need of it. It's very uplifting and expansive to share, okay? And, somebody else gets the benefit as well. So,
that's great.
That's just something I'd like to add in.
I want to get to a question from Lisa. She says, I would love if Dawn could look into my body. I've got skin challenges mostly, she says, but I swear I think I've aged 20 years in the last 2 years. I used to look 10 years younger than I was, but now I feel like I look 10 years older. I could really use her help. And, the last 2 years, it's interesting because it does feel like the energies are so accelerated and sometimes draining if we get mired in them. I think many times they could shorten our biological life clock. I mean, I fear that for a lot of humanity, that something is like shortening that clock for people. And hey, we don't want that, right? We want all the awakened souls and we want all those beings to be around to bring change to the earth. We don't want to restart again, right? Well, we want to move it on. So what would you say for Lisa?
Well, I just think that for all of us that we kind of knew what we were coming into before we even came into this incarnation. And we wouldn't be here right now experiencing this if we weren't ready for it. That's number one.
That's true.
Okay? So, Lisa, for you, it's just what I'm feeling for the skin issues is that there's some deep energies that are just ready to be released. And I'm actually feeling that it's just like almost like some deep sadness. I don't know if it's from this lifetime or something you picked up from somebody, but do you want me to just do a little energy work on her and then she can write in? Feel the release?
What a way to end the call. Of course.
Yeah, Lisa, why don't we do that? I'm just going to release some of this density that's coming up, and it's just old energy. So I just want you to know that you're not doing anything wrong. Remember, Darius was saying before that things are going to kind of come up and give you a little knock. Now, for you, it's looking a little old. Now, that kind of does happen when we're about ready to shift up, okay? To a higher vibrational frequency. That can happen if we look just kind of old. It's like the shell coming off the caterpillar, like it turns into the butterfly. And that's really what's happening to you right now, okay? So please know that's good, but I'm just going to bring in some light to you to kind of unearth this. So let's do that right now for Lisa and see if she writes in, if you want to write her back, Darius, while I'm making some energy sound, clearing some energy that's keeping her stuck or dense, making her look older. So let's do that right now. I'm just going to bring in some light to her. Hold on a second here. I just needed to clear that energy right off of her. Okay, Lisa, you have a lot of heavy energy around your head. I've probably been there for a while, so you got used to it. Different sounds are coming through for this because she needs it gentle. She might have been traumatized once, bringing a very loving energy. We're going to clear it out of your belly. Just letting it go to your heart, to your loved. Bringing some heart energy to her heart. I feel she's been a little bit traumatized. So we're just bringing some love to her inner child. Bringing more of her into her body right now. This loving energy and acceptance. I just want her to take a deep breath. And I could tell you, we could be our worst critics sometimes and be really hard on ourselves because we ain't, looking the way we should be looking, right? And it's just about accepting that because she's ready to shift. She's about ready to be the butterfly, okay? So hopefully she felt that. It was a deep activation. It was a little different the way it came through me, but it's the way she could receive it because she's had some trauma, okay? And hopefully she received it.
Fantastic. Let us know what you experienced. If she's still on, Lisa, please, we'd love to hear from you. And Dawn, thank you for this. This is amazing, amazing session. I want to thank you so much. One of the other things I want to share as well is for those of you wanting some help with even shedding some of the stuff we don't want anymore, maybe we are ready for a new, lighter, brighter spring. There's a bonus between now and Sunday at midnight, and it's all about shedding the weight that is maybe no longer serving us, and it's very easy. And you say this can help end the plateaus, end the binge and the emotional stress eating, clear the unhealthy food choices, which that is huge, clear family genetics around food, staying motivated, clearing our unconscious mind, and much more. Tell me about this. This is a bonus.
Well,
anyone that goes deeper is going to get it between now and Sunday.
Yeah. I just forgot to mention that, so thank you, Darius. That's like a lot of people on the call were saying I don't know if someone said they gained weight or you felt kind of sluggish. This is a good one, and it's free, and it's actually really valuable. So I hope that people who sign up, it's going to go away, but it's well worth it just for that MP3. It's really powerful. So that's going to really help people too. Really, if you have a little weight issue going on right now and you just feel so sluggish, like you just put on 10 pounds. That's really going to help you too. So that's just a bonus. So I'm glad I was able to bring that too. I just forgot about that. So thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, and the other thing I think about too is it's about, rejuvenating and let go and letting go of those things that don't serve us. So, sometimes that means, having just a complete different essence of ourselves coming forward. So that's there. And grab the one-on-one sessions with our dear guest today, Dawn Crystal, as well. I know these go really fast, and you can hear the results from so many people who've worked with her that just astounding. I don't know if I've ever had so many fans on a call. People just love you. And I think the truth is the real reason I know is because you are just so honest. You are yourself. You don't pull any punches. You don't try to be something you're not. And you say that about me, but I think, you realize that or you recognize that because that is, of course, who you are, Dawn. So thank you for being here. Thanks for doing that.
Oh, my pleasure, and thank you, Darius. I'm really grateful. I'm just being me, but I just want to say thank you, Darius, for having me here today, and I'm always so honored to be part of your soul family, and I just want to thank everybody for just being here today, and if I didn't work with you, hopefully you'll tune into the replay and receive some of that energy later if you choose to, okay, because it was really powerful, the group process and stuff, and even if you tune into other people's calls that I worked with today, everybody, you still receive the energy as well.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Well, thank you, everybody. And again, thank you, Dawn, for being here. Such a gift. I want to ask you one final thing. Your life has been a miraculous journey. I know you've had times, we've shared other times where you slept on the beach, you didn't have a home, you've been through dramatic ups and downs that might have, broken somebody else. And here you are, emanating life force, emanating this God field of energy, this love. What would be your final words of encouragement for somebody here today who maybe like certain things, certain events have really almost like really broken their feeling that life could get better? What would you say to that person if they're listening right now?
I just want everybody to realize that you're so much more than what you think you are, okay? We are really powerful divine beings of all of us who are here. And just trust and know that there's so much love that's, even if you're not feeling it around you, I didn't even ever felt love in my life, but I just, once you can really start just going inward, everybody, even if you do your own meditation, please know that there's so much love and support that you can actually tap into, which is really in your heart. And I know once you could really find that light that really is lit within yourself, your life's going to change, okay? I really do. And I just want people to know I've had a horrible life, and there's a lot of times in my life, too, I wanted to give up. But there was just something in me that said, no, I just can't. I just can't quit. I know there's something more here. And I just hope that you can feel that energy, too, because it's really within you. And just to let you know that we all are connected to the one divine energy of life, okay? And you're not left out or anybody else here, and there's so much love that wants to come to you. So just open up to it, surrender if you need to, ask for guidance in your own meditation every day. But it's here for you, and I just want to really just give you some inspiring words that I too have been there, and it's been very challenging at times. But I just know that there's more to us than what we think, and we are all divine, beautiful, divine, loving creatures, and we're powerful beings, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dawn, for being here. You're truly amazing and a gift. Much love.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that is Dawn Crystal. I love her. She's just amazing. And, when I think of the density, she's going to blast it away. There's no question about that. It's not going to stay in her field. It's not going to stay in your field when you're in that presence. And, we can all emanate from that frequency. And really, this is a game of frequency. I think, as I've said before, at UL's Revolution, I've said it's not a time, it's not an age, it's not something you had or something you don't have. It is not a place. It's a frequency. It's a simple frequency that you hold in your body. That is the connection that I know really all of humanity seeks, and it's a connection to what you really are. Find that, whether it's through Dawn's work or anything else that you're doing or just a walk in the park. Find it because it's what you are. It's the best gift you can give to yourself, and know that we're here to love you and support you. And if you want to go deeper, go to ulsrevolution.com/Dawn, DAWN 21. Much love. We'll see you in the next session. Take care, everyone, and grab a one-on-one session too. They are literally people that have raved about these for years. So please check them out. Much love.